So we first came across Father Mychal Judge in Waterford. The waffle police is looking at me. I can feel it. Oh, I can see him. I can see him there. To be fair, I didn't think they did it either. He thought it was just to help yourself on, didn't he?
And we're actually a little bit hesitant, as we're not actually sure whether we should be driving down these approach tracks. We parked up in one of the 2 reserved spots that they have for motorhomes. We left you in the last episode having been interviewed at the waterway village of Keshcarrigan, where Mike, our interviewer, mentioned the connection with Father Mychal Judge, who became a world-famous figure when he died in the Twin Towers attack.
Just coming up.
400 metres. Is it just by the side of the road, is it?
I don't know. Oh yes, sorry.
We're looking out for the memorial garden created in his name, as this is his ancestral family home.
So we first came across Father Mychal Judge in Waterford because they had a crystal, I don't know what it was now, I think it was just a plaque with the famous picture of him being brought out. And he actually got to visit the area 12 months before he died. Nice that he got to do that, and this memorial in 2005, and his twin sister came to open it. So it's nice that he got to see the area because he was born in New York. This was originally his family land, I think. So that's quite hard to read. It says this millstone is from the original Judge homestead and was kindly donated by John, I think it is, and Christina Keeney and family. So today we are going on a mystery tour, as in neither of us know where we're going.
We're just drifting.
We're drifting today. We went to... We've just been to the Father Mychal Judge Memorial, and he was the first recorded death in the 9/11. He'd never lived here. He was born to 2 Irish people who emigrated to America, and weirdly enough, the year before this happened, he made a visit over here, and he knocked on a farmer's door to find out exactly where the family's land was, because
his ancestral home, effectively.
Yeah, so the land that's on was once owned by the Judge family. Took a stone back or a pebble or something, and I think it's the farmer said he looked like he'd won the lottery because he looked so happy. So it's really nice to think that he managed to do that.
It's just interesting how, you know, we've been travelling now and we connect stories. We often find this, we connect a story from somewhere else in Ireland to another place, and I say this just connects back to Waterford purely because they created a crystal there, but it told us about the story that we learned, and now suddenly we found another place where obviously his ancestral home is, and that's just the beauty of just travelling around and listening. You know, it's all by chance, isn't it? Right? Yeah.
I think this is the fun thing about going around in a van and not having too many plans and talking to people. Like if we hadn't spoken to Tony,
the waterways guy, we wouldn't have come to here. I can imagine it being a really nice place in the summer. Yeah. And so there's 2 pubs in the village. They both look really nice pubs. Yeah. Had some fantastic food. Yeah. If you're this way. Oh wow. They do an Indian, which was a bit strange, but I have to say really nice. Was it called Gertie's? Gertie's, yeah. Gertie's bar. Go to Gertie's bar. Okay. I've got to go now. Put it down.
The waffle police is looking at me. I can feel it. Oh, I can see him. I can see him there. The waffle
You're still
police.
Waffling.
Yeah, the waffle police has sent me off. That's a good place to keep your dogs. You don't want them in the back of your car. I think he's got at least 1 dog I can see.
There's 1 in there.
Yeah, brilliant.
In 400 metres turn left onto R205.
We've decided to get Harry washed, although initially we thought this was a self-service.
This isn't half a job, is it?
What do you mean?
bet you're getting a good job for €9.
No.
That's not bad, is it? €9.
7, 8, 10, 9.
To be fair, I didn't think they did it either. You thought it was just to help yourself on, didn't you? They must get soaked or something. Certainly getting the money's earning the money today with this. And you can tell he's going to be nice and shiny after this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the last bit of cash I've got.
Stu's just checking, we've got a leak in one of our windows. Yeah, we thought it was condensation. He's put some Vaseline on. Apparently the rubbers can dry out. So he's put some...
Yeah, it needs better stuff than that though.
Our channel relies on your support, so please help us out by liking, subscribing and commenting. We're also on social media if you would like to support us further. We have a Buy Me a Coffee link in the description.
Cheers, mate.
There you go, mate.
Have a good day. Cheers, mate. Bye.
Thank you.
Turn right now and then enter the roundabout and take the first exit.
And just look at those mirrors. We can now see clearly behind us. And our mission now is to avoid puddles for at least the next 24 hours to make it worthwhile. Our rough direction of travel is towards the town of Cavan, and then maybe an overnight at Castleblaney. As usual, we'll be stopping at places along the way. First stop being Castle Saunderson, although we've decided that it's just going to be a drive-by photo opportunity. And we're actually a little bit hesitant as we're not actually sure whether we should be driving down these approach tracks. It looks a great place to go for forest walks.
We haven't seen any signs that say we can't come down. But we're not sure about the trees and the roads.
That's a bit funny.
We haven't seen any of the cars either, which isn't helping us.
This ruined castle, which was once the seat of the Saunderson clan, dates back to the 1840s, when it was built in a striking Tudor Gothic style. Unfortunately, it's been torched 3 times, the latest in 1990, leaving it a crumbling shell. Since 1997, it's been owned by Scouting Ireland, who have turned it into an international scouting centre. Nearby you'll spot the Domain Church, built around 1835 by George Sudden. It's got a quirky crypt underneath where the Saundersons are buried. The estate is now 103 acres, and it straddles the border with entrances in both Northern Ireland and the Republic.
Don't you have to be a city to have a cathedral?
Well, it does in the UK. I don't know unless you're at the top of the roof.
Where?
Cool.
Oh.
We have a whistle-stop walk, and if you're looking for shops and bars, it has plenty.
In 150 metres, turn right.
So today's a Sunday, and I must say it's a really busy place. There's traffic everywhere. I don't know how he's managed it, but he's got me past a Dunnes store without going in. Oh, no, is he just checking if I want to go in?
John Joe O'Reilly, affectionately known as the gallant Joe, was born in 1918. He emerged as a legendary Gaelic footballer captaining the Cavan County team. And and we have a quick drive past the dominant landmark of the Cathedral of St Patrick and St Phelim. Next stop is our overnight park up at Castleblaney. We parked up in one of the 2 reserved spots that they have for motorhomes. We've just noticed as we walk back to the van that they've got marks out that we haven't been able to get out when we're doing it at home. They haven't been that clean since we bought the van.
I can't believe they got rid of those marks.
No, we didn't notice, did we? Would you just like to tell us where your plate ended up?
We haven't on the floor. We haven't shown you any of this, but we made halloumi wraps. The halloumi is slightly caught on the one side.
No, but it's alright.
But it's good. It's nice and crunchy.
Yeah. These are our new go-tos, aren't they? So tasty.
It's like a kebab on the way back from the pub.
Yeah.